Welcome to the Smarter Soccer Podcast. In this episode, we discuss the outside of your foot is your secret weapon. We don't usually spend time on technique here at Smarter Soccer, but since the outside of the foot is vastly underrated, we want to discuss this crucial ability intelligent players incorporate into their skill set. Developing your outside of the foot touch, whether for passing or shooting, provides an incredible competitive advantage while playing. The biggest reason is speed. When you learn how to execute an outside of the foot pass effectively, you're able to pass the ball much faster than having to open your hip, pull your foot back, turn your foot to the side, and kick through the ball. Just eliminating hip movement significantly increases the speed in which you can get off a shot or a pass. The other major advantage is that using the outside of your foot does not telegraph your intentions, meaning it's harder for your opponent to see it coming. And if it's harder for a defender to see it coming, it's much harder for them to block or intercept the ball. Now combine the two of these things, speed and disguise. Your pass or shot is faster with the outside of your foot and it's harder to see it coming. Therefore, defenders or the goalkeeper can't read your body language and anticipate it. This is a lethal combination, but there's more. Most flighted balls, or balls kicked into the air, bend to the inside. It doesn't matter if you're a left-footed or right-footed player, a ball that's kicked off the ground by a youth player will most likely curve over time to the inside. Most players know this and will anticipate the curve and position themselves accordingly. However, an outside of the foot shot does just the opposite and bends to the outside. Since this is unusual in the youth game, most players will be late to adjust. Now, field players might get away with not being in the right spot, but there's one player who cannot afford this mistake: the goalie. Misjudging the flight of a ball and allowing it to get by them means only one thing: fishing the ball out of the net and their team going a goal down. When discussing the outside of the foot shot, sometimes soccer aficionados will call this a trivela. Trivela is a Portuguese word to describe the technique of bending or curling the ball with the outside of the foot. We've included some videos of Ricardo Quaresma on our website, which are exciting to watch since his technique is incredible. But the other aspect to observe when you see him using the trivela is how disoriented the goalie is during these shots. The goalkeepers get confused and have no idea where the ball is going to go. That is, until it's in the back of the net. Now here's the thing. Most likely you won't be getting a lot of instruction and or practice on using the outside of the foot during your team practices. For some reason, soccer coaches and trainers just don't spend the required amount of time on this awesome technique. Therefore, you're going to have to practice this by yourself or with a friend. It's not easy and will take quite some time to learn, but it's well worth the time invested. Just ask Luka Modric, who uses the outside of his foot to distribute in the midfield, send through balls to wingers, or deliver pinpoint passes that confuse defenders and win games. If you go to our website, smarter.soccer, we've provided you with a few videos demonstrating this technique, including some highlights of how Modric employs the outside of his foot. However, sometimes video instruction only goes so far. One thing that you can do is ask your trainer or coach to teach you how to properly use the outside of your foot before or after your standard practice time. Tell him or her that you're willing to show up for practice 10 minutes before or stay 10 minutes afterwards for one-on-one instruction. If you have a dedicated coach or trainer, they will be more than happy to instruct you. However, sometimes your trainer's schedule won't allow for spending extra time with you. Should you then just give up? No. Ask another trainer or coach in your club for help. More often than not, you'll find a dedicated coach who will be more than happy to assist you in your development. Now get to it. That's all for this episode of the Smarter Soccer Podcast. To learn more about Smarter Soccer, please visit smarter.soccer. While you're browsing our Soccer Hacks blog or downloading our free resources, make sure you sign up for our newsletter and follow us on Twitter or Instagram at smarter_soccer for both platforms. If you have any comments, feedback, or suggestions for a future episode, please drop us an email, comments@smarter.soccer. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.